Good morning, my Teaserking family. I'm a little early today. I got a haircut that I got to get to. So we'll go about an hour here. Hope everybody's well. Um, we're getting near the end. It's getting pretty sad out with the all the problems with the dollar. So I mean, so there's a lot of problems. The debt, the deficit, BRICS is just Putin announced they're going to a new currency, a BRICS currency. Didn't say it was gold back, but we know it is. We've got, I guess from what I heard, and I don't know how correct this is, that Putin wants to end the war in Ukraine because he needs to defend Iran. The U.S. is going after Iran for the oil, so China can't have it. I don't know what it is with the U.S. and China. So the U.S. wants to prevent China from having the Iranian oil. And Iran, apparently Iran's sitting on a shitload of oil. Now, I don't know why China can't buy from Saudi Arabia or Russia. So, I mean, I'm thinking or hearing that the Russian-Ukraine war will end soon. That's why Putin sent 500 missiles into Kiev to blow it up, to kind of like, okay, you're done, Zelensky, and then we're ending this war, and then move on to Iran. Again, Iran's about oil, as it always is. The Middle East is just oil. In the U.S., they're like babies. They take their ball and go home. So they just want to keep the oil, or not let China have it or whatever. It's just such bullshit. Just act like an adult, right? They can't do that. Anyway, baseball yesterday. Let's go through the scores. The Mets beat Baltimore 7-6. We did play the Mets for 3 units, and it wins, but it went to 10 innings, so it wasn't as easy as we thought. Detroit 4, Tampa 2. Again, Detroit, who knows? I had Detroit over 8, so that's a loser. And really, they got shut out by Cleveland the whole weekend. It's just that 6-run 10th inning. Otherwise, they don't hit. The Yankees 10-3. We didn't play over Seattle. The Yankees are starting to hit again. I think DJ LeMahieu starting to hit, and another guy that was injured is back. So they got like 4 hitters now. Miami 12, Cincinnati 2. Surprise, Cincinnati only got 2 runs. They can hit. And kind of surprised Miami got 12, but we didn't play it. Boston 10, Colorado 2. Brian Bello against Kyle Freeland. He goes to 1-10. Boston, I did not play. Minnesota 8, the Cubs won. Richardson gives up 1 run. Shoto Imanaga 5-3 with the 2.80 gives up 8 runs. Well, not all 8, but most of them. So many wins, but we didn't play that one. Milwaukee beats the Dodgers again, 3-1. Jacob Mizorowski, 4-1 with a 2.81 against Clayton Kershaw, 4-1. So Clayton Kershaw, 3.38. Looks like we can start betting him under. And this Jacob Mizorowski, 4-1 with a 2.81 might be real. We did play this one. KC 4, Pitt 3. We had Pitt under 8, so we won that one. Toronto 6, the White Sox won. Bassett over Cervalier, and Toronto's on a 10-game win streak. And so we had Toronto, and they won. So let's adjust this to 10 wins. And we're just going to keep betting the shit out of Toronto. This is why you keep betting them, right? They win 6-1, bet them again. Bet them until they lose. Or if it's a real tight game, you might want to bet them under or over. But basically, you want to just keep pounding Toronto. Cardinals 4, the Redskins 2. Sonny Gray, he was on. We didn't play this one. Cleveland 10, Houston 6. Cleveland couldn't score a run on Detroit. Gets 10 runs on Houston. And they got 4 on Josh Hader it went to 10 innings. Again, another 10-inning game, but I didn't play this. No, I had Houston under 7, thinking Cleveland doesn't hit. And that's where they hit better in Houston. It's a different pitcher. Maybe they got an injured player back, or the 200 hitters got their hits at the same game. So we did have Houston. Texas under 8. Texas puts up 13-1. Nathan Eovaldi with a 1.62. So normally we would have bet Nathan, but because of Soriano with a low ERA, we thought, well, Texas doesn't hit. California scored the 1 run on Eovaldi, which is what I thought. But where did Texas get? Texas is where they'll get 16 runs here, there, 13, and then they lose 1-0. So we lost with Texas. We lost with Houston. We lost with Texas. San Diego 1, Arizona 0. No play there. Philly under 8.5. We win. The 49ers came from behind. It was 3-1 in the 8th inning. Philly, and Frisco wins 4-3. So again, the manager pulls the starter who's shutting them out, and the bullpen screws up. Why are you taking the starter out? Oh, he might get hurt. Oh, yeah. How many pitchers are hurt who pitch every 10th day and only 80 pitches and they're getting hurt? So it's not the quantity of pitches thrown that's hurting these guys. You're trying to make them throw it too hard, and the body can't throw it 100 miles an hour, or these curveballs and all these curve pitches is hurting their arms, but that they keep doing it. They keep having their pitchers throw the screwball and the slider and the curveball and all these other names they come up with, which are just bullshit. And they take them out, and then they lose the game. Well, you're supposed to try to win. You're playing to win. You don't take your best player out. You don't take Mahomes out. You don't take Marino out. You don't take Brett Favre out. You don't take Tom Brady out. They play the whole game. Why these guys can't? You're not going to have them for another 5 days anyway. So what's the difference? It's so stupid. And Oakland wins 10-1 over Atlanta. Sometimes Oakland hits in their softball stadium, and sometimes they don't. So we go 4-3. We have Toronto, the Mets, Pitt under, and Philly under, 4 winners. We lose with Detroit over, Houston under, and Texas under. Cleveland hit, and Texas hit, which Texas has 2 hitters on their team, and they get 13 runs. They get 16 runs. That's what's tough about averages. That's why we look more at the pitcher. We look at the average to see if they can hit, or they're a good hitting team or a bad hitting team, but that's all we can do. All right, today, 7-9. And we're off to a new piece of paper. And we're down to our last piece of paper. Oh, we got other notebooks. All right. We got to write Toronto 10-game win streak. What's today? 7-9. And so right away we're going to take Toronto. Well, Toronto plays Chicago. These games start at 2. It's 10:30. We got Toronto 155, 8.5. Eric Lauer, 4-1 with the 265, and Adrian Hauser, 4-2. Holy shit, with a 160. We cannot bet Toronto today. We must bet the under. So we're going Toronto. It's a high under 8.5, and I'm going to go 3 units on this. So this is how you read it. It's like a football, right? You might bet the Lions against Jacksonville and Houston or Tennessee. But if they play Philadelphia, you don't bet the Lions. You bet Philly, or you bet maybe the under or something. College, you might, they're playing Ohio State. I can't bet against that. So I can't really, not that I don't want to bet against the White Sox, but Hauser's 4-2 with the 160. Yeah, Toronto's got a powerful lineup, and they might score a lot of runs because they do have a powerful lineup. Once we get into the 6th or 7th inning and the manager fucks the game up by pulling his pitcher because analytics says, oh my God, his arm will fall off if you throw 105 pitches. It's such bullshit. The managers, and this is why they're all getting fired, they're all idiots. That's not how you win. You win by keeping your best players on the field. You don't win by, fuck. It's going on too long. So now if I keep talking and then, it's 12 minutes in, I keep talking for another half hour and nothing gets recorded. Let me see. Let me see. Am I on? All right, I'm going to assume I'm on. Okay. So, okay, let's go back to baseball. So we're going to play Toronto under. As I was saying, the job of the manager should be to win the game, but they're not managing to win the game, are they? You don't take your best player out for somebody inferior. If the guy's arm's really hurting, maybe take him out. But just because he threw 6 innings or 7 innings, how many games have the Tigers screwed by taking Skubal out after 7, and then the pitcher they bring in gives up the lead in the 8th inning? They did it to Cleveland. They did it to Kansas City multiple times. They can't hit him. It's not like he's pitched 150 pitches. Nolan Ryan pitched 200 pitches. Jack Morris, I mean, they were fine. I don't get why they have to listen to analytics. It's just mind-blowing how stupid the managers are. So you lose games that you should win because you take your pitcher out. It's just pathetic. Anyway, so this should be an under Toronto and the White Sox. The White Sox, again, don't really hit much, so we'll see. The Dodgers in Milwaukee, the Dodgers won. And really, you see the stats, and some pitchers go, I'm sorry. You see the stats, and some pitchers go, they'll pitch good for 3 games, and they pitch shit for 3 games. So you don't know what you're getting. And I can see I'm having Milwaukee game, but Milwaukee's beaten them the last couple of games. And they're a big dog. So they might be a good